Greetings everyone, and welcome to the Sonic 269 review, and it's tournament time! The casino mogul Breezy organized a tournament with the prize being a Chaos Emerald. The entries included Sonic, Tails, and Amy from the Freedom Fighters, Espio from the Chaotix, Honey the Cat, who's promoting her clothing company, the Hooligans, Knack, Bean, and Bark, and finally, an unsuspected Knuckles the Echidna. And thanks to Eggman, there might be an unexpected guest coming. We begin with another flashback to the events of Sonic 2 for the Game Gear. A prototype Silver Sonic arrives and Sonic wonders how all these Super Bandits keep finding them. Breezy reveals that she's been feeding Dr. Eggman intel on Sonic's location. Sonic calls her out on this because, well, Tails' life is in danger. Breezy doesn't care and explains that she'll live a more comfortable life thanks to Eggman and 6 Silver Sonic at Sonic. Back in the present, Breezy finishes reminiscing on the past while drinking champagne. The tournament's underway, and Sonic finishes his match against Segata Sanshiro. I'll explain in the comments. Segata takes the defeat with dignity because, hey, it's not every day you get to fight a living legend. Sonic believes Breezy's tournament is just the distraction he needed, and Amy reminds Sonic it's almost sunset. Sonic bolts to his room just before he transforms into the Werehog. Now stuck in the room for the rest of the night, Sonic decides to watch Amy's and Tails' matches on TV. Espio witnesses Amy's victory against the boar. Then he comments about his upcoming fight with Bean, and that he needs to find Knuckles. Speaking of the Echidna, he confronts a lady that's wearing a piece of the Master Emerald as a necklace. During the confrontation, Chip secretly switched the emerald piece with a celery stick. Knuckles walks away, and we learn that Knuckles and Chip have been hunting emerald shards for a while, and the Chaos Emerald's presence is throwing off his radar. Chip sees Tails on TV, and Knuckles figures if he's here, Sonic's here. Scratch walks up to Knuckles to make sure he heads to the arena for his match. We cut to said arena where Tails and Honey prep for their match, and is that Wes Weasley announcing? Huh. Honey wishes Tails good luck and insists that he give the audience a good show. And so their fight begins, and Honey is clearly holding her own. And we see the Freedom Fighters on Sky Patrol watching the match. Tails moves in to attack, but Honey pulls the look over there trick. Honey then wails on Tails and knocks him out of the ring. Wow, Cream doesn't take this well. And Big doesn't notice the popcorn bucket on his head? Tails calls her out on the trickery, and while Honey says she'll give them the emerald, it's still a fighting tournament. Honey then takes Tails aside for something we'll see later on. The next round is Espio versus Bean. The Ninja Chameleon recalls their last meeting, but Bean's too tired to remember. Though for a sleeping guy, Bean does do a surprisingly amount of dodging. Bean then uses his trademark nicknaming to call Espio a samurai. This makes Espio mad, and he tries to get Bean to fight him. However, Bean trips Espio out of the ring. And based on Bean's smile, he was trolling Espio the entire time. Of course, the rest of the Chaotix watch the match from their place. The next round is between Knuckles and Bark. And already Knuckles is off to a bad start. The Echidna fights back, and both fighters start duking it out. During their fight, we have cutaways to panels featuring members of the Egg Army watching the tournament on their TVs. Also, Team Dark. Anyway, Knuckles wins the fight thanks to his fiery spiral uppercut technique. Honey, Amy, and Tails, wearing a Honey Brand's bow tie by the way, commented on Knuckles' presence, though Amy's joy turns to panic when she learns that Knuckles is her next opponent, and Honey points out that Sonic is her next opponent. Yeah, I'm going to say this right now, you're screwed, Honey. And I should also point out that poor Espio is sitting right behind the trio. The Hooligans phone Dr. Eggman to inform him of their progress and suggest that they go straight to Plan B. Eggman, however, wants them to continue to play by Breezy's rules, and when things go south for them, only then everyone will play by his rules. And please note the Metal Sonic on the screen. Now where to begin this time? Let's start with Breezy. I've read forum posts that are both for and against Breezy being a flesh and blood being. Though if she is flesh and blood, I'm surprised about her deal with Eggman. However, this could be a ruse to try to get sympathy out of Sonic, and she's a robot built by Eggman. Then why is she drinking champagne, you might ask? I've seen robots drink on TV for various reasons. The story's not over yet, so we'll see about Breezy. On a related note, I'm guessing Sonic and Breezy did go through the events of Sonic 2 for the Game Gear because I definitely recognize that robot right there. Could you imagine Sonic going through those levels while carrying Breezy? I would actually like to see more of that. Let's talk about the fighting arena. It generates a hologram to produce different fighting themes that did appear in the game Sonic the Fighters. The stages in order are South Island, which is Knuckles' stage in the game, Flying Carpet, which is Amy's stage, Canyon Cruise, which is Tails' stage, Mushroom Hill, which belonged to Espio, and Aurora Icefield, which is Bark's. Now for the fights themselves. Round 1 between Sonic and Segata Sanshiro was fast, but that's to be expected. Segata himself was a fictional character created by Sega to advertise the Sega Saturn in Japan between 1997 and 1998. Round 2 had Amy Rose versus this boar right here. From what I've read, the boar is a representation of Jane, a fighter from Fighting Vipers that also debuted the human Honey. Round 3 here, we see some trickery from old Honey to win her match against Tails. You could say that she cheated. You can also say that Tails was a sore loser, though he is a kid, so yeah. But hey, Honey got him to wear a bow tie. Now round 4, I was surprised. Not that Espio lost, but how he lost. Fans of the comic should be familiar with Bean. He's a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with equally crazy bombing skills. To troll Espio like that adds a whole new dimension to the dynamic duck. Will this stick? Or will Bean fall back to the land of Goofy and never leave? Though you could say he never left. The final fight between Knuckles and Bark was practically a brutal boxing match. I stated earlier that Knuckles' finishing move was the Spiral Uppercut, a move that originated in the games. Geez, there are a lot of Easter eggs and nods in this issue. So how about a few more? Wes Weasley here is the announcer and a character from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's been known to try and sell Robotnik anti-Sonic stuff. The places he announces are shoutouts to levels from the Sonic games. Hexaco Energy is a nod to the level Grand Metropolis from Sonic Heroes. To be specific, a billboard. And Meteor Tech is a nod to the Meteor Tech level from Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. So, did that game take place in the new reality already? Final score for this issue. What the hey, I'm giving it a 9. It continues the fun element from the previous issue, and Diana Skelly's art really helps. Now, this is my opinion, but I think that this arc is where the new universe is finally finding its footing. Granted, we're only halfway done, and please don't disappoint me with the next 2 issues comic. Anyway, this is where I take my leave again. So until next time, have a good day, and be safe.